Yo! What it do, ladies and gentlemen? It is Shokusaragi. I apologize for the delay in content. I have been focusing on my real-life job, but I am here tonight with some Master Duel. I haven't played Ranked for a while because the meta is just a nightmare. But I will get back to Master Duel soon, and Shin Megami Tensei, I promise. So for tonight's episode, I'm just gonna go through some of my saved replay duels. I showed you this one in my last video against Dawn 1000. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll just start with this one that I saved. So my opponent goes first. First thing they do is play Pot of Extravagance. With Pot of Extravagance, they banish 3 or 6 cards face down from their extra deck randomly. If they banish 3 cards, they draw 1 card, and if they banish the 6 cards, they draw 2 cards. I use Ash Blossom. We Ash Blossom that. Ash Blossom lets me negate cards that let him add cards from his deck to his hand, like drawing. So then he plays this card. What is it? Yeah, Lord of the Heavenly Prison. So during the main phase, he can reveal this card from his hand until the end of my turn. When he reveals it, set cards on his field can't be destroyed by card effects. It can't be destroyed by battle. Well, I mean, I guess they could if they were monsters. If a set spell or trap card is activated except during the damage step, he can special summon Lord of the Heavenly Prison from his hand. And then, if he activated its effect while he was revealed, he can set 1 spell or trap card directly from his deck, but he has to banish it during the end phase of the next turn. And you can only use one effect of Lord of the Heavenly Prison per turn, and only once during that turn. It's a hard once per turn. So he sets a card and then he ends his turn. So it's my turn, and I'm playing my Salamangreat deck. So I play Salamangreat Foxy. So to start, when I normal summon Salamangreat Foxy, which I did, I excavate the top 3 cards of my deck. So that means I reveal them. And then I get to add 1 Salamangreat card from among those 3 cards to my hand. What he tries to do here is activate the effect of Max C, which, as you should know, and we've seen me negate it many a time. We've seen it go off too. He can discard it during either player's turn. Anytime I special summon, he gets to draw a card. And that's really bad for me because Salamangreat's special summon like crazy. So the 3 cards that I reveal, I add Fusion of Fire to my hand. Fusion of Fire is always treated as a Salamangreat card. This is my fusion spell. So I use Salamangreat Foxy to link summon Salamangreat Balinx. He gets to draw because of Max C. So first activate the effect of Balinx to add the card Salamangreat Sanctuary to my hand. And then if a Salamangreat monster is normal or special summoned to my field during my turn, well, I guess in general, actually, I can special summon Salamangreat Fowl from my hand. So I will summon Fowl, and then I will add Sanctuary to my hand. Then I'll play my Fusion of Fire so I can play my Fusion monster. I use Salamangreat Spinny in my hand because I want to put him in my graveyard. So I get to play my Fusion monster, Violet Chimera. When he's Fusion summoned, I can make him gain attack points equal to half of the combined total of the monsters that were used to play him. So the monsters that I used to play him were Balinx and Spinny. So combined, their attack points are 1,500. So divided by 2, that's 750. And then once per turn during damage calculation, if Violet Chimera battles a monster whose attack points have changed from its original attack points, I can double Violet Chimera's attack points. And if I even fusion summon Violet Chimera using another copy of itself, I can change the attacking monsters. I can change the monster that battles Violet Chimera. I can change its attack points to 0. So I can activate the other effect. Then I activate the effect of Salamangreat Fowl. I can discard a Salamangreat card from my hand to stop my opponent from activating a set card on their field, so we can't activate this now. And then I use Fowl as link material so I can play another Balinx. I do this so I can use my Salamangreat Roar. Whenever my opponent activates an effect, I can negate the effect with Salamangreat Roar, but I have to have a Salamangreat Link monster on my field. It has to be a Link monster. The only one I can play at the time is another Baelings. Which makes me realize I should probably add an Alpha Rush to my deck. Okay. So he activates Lord of the Heavenly Prison. I don't want him doing a shenanigans, so I choose to Salamangreat Roar it. Then he tries to play Lightning Vortex. So I didn't pause that third time. So with Lightning Vortex, if he doesn't have any face-up cards, he can either destroy all attack position monsters I control or all spell and trap cards I control. So what I did is I banished Baelings from my graveyard. If any Salamangreat cards on my field would be destroyed by an effect, I can banish Baelings from my graveyard instead to prevent that. So what he does afterwards is that he tributes them and special summons Lava Golem to my field with its effect. And once returned during the standby phase, the controller of Lava Golem takes 1,000 damage. However, he did just give me a monster with 3,000 attack points. And does absolutely... Oh wait, no, I forgot, he does this. He tries to activate Magic Cylinders. This lets him set Magic Cylinder from his deck. But here's the thing, he can't activate it. You have to wait one turn when you set a card to activate it. For my next opponent, they start off by summoning... Oh god. Dragades the Empowered Warrior. His deck was weird. I don't really understand what it was. So then he sets the trap card, the Phantom Knights of Shade... How do I even say that? Brigandine, okay. Yeah, Phantom Knights of Shade Brigandine. When he activates it, he can special summon it in defense position as a normal monster. That's a level 4 monster. If he doesn't have any trap cards in his graveyard, he gets to activate it the turn that he sets it, which is why he was able to do that. Because normally you have to wait a turn to activate a trap card when you set it. So because Shade Brigandine is treated as a monster card and not a trap card when he activates it, he gets to summon Time Thief Redoer. Time Thief is a really small archetype, but it's pretty nifty. Once per turn, during the standby phase, he can attach the top card of his opponent's deck to Time Thief Redoer as Exceeds material. He can detach up to 3 different types of materials from him. So if right now he has a monster card and a trap card as material on him. And then depending on the type of card, whether it's like a monster card, a trap card, or even a spell card, because he can take a spell card from me with Time Thief Redoer's effect. Depending on the card type that he detaches, he activates one of the effects. If he detaches a monster card, he can banish Time Thief Redoer until the end of the turn. So that's like a good way for him to protect him and keep him around for later use. If he banishes a spell card, if he detaches a spell card from Time Thief Redoer, he can draw a card. If he detaches a trap card from Time Thief Redoer, he can place up to 1 face-up card I control on the top of my deck. So it's a good way for him to like get around cards that can't be destroyed. But he can only use that effect of Time Thief Redoer once per turn. So he goes to end his turn, go to the draw phase, then during the standby phase, he activates Time Thief Redoer. So before he gets to do that, I want to get the card that I want in my hand. I don't want him stealing it with Time Thief Redoer. So I activate my spell card, Salamangreat Circle, which lets me add a Salamangreat card, Salamangreat monster card from my deck to my hand. Then he activates Max C. And then we Ash Blossom that. We Ash Blossom the shit out of that. You are not drawing extra cards from me, sir. So we choose to add Salamangreat Gazelle to our hand. And then the card that he stole from me was... I want to... Yeah, my Salamangreat Recurrence. It lets me add Salamangreat cards... It lets me add 2 Salamangreat monster cards from my graveyard to my hand if they have different names. So it lets me get my resources back. So I summon Foxy and then I activate its effect to try to get more cards in my hand. Then he responds by activating Time Thief Redoer's effect. And then just to have a monster in my field, because I know he'll try to detach Brigandine and get rid of my Foxy. So because I normal summon Foxy, I get to special summon Foul from my hand. Oh yeah, he detaches both. So he detaches both Shade Brigandine and Recurrence. So he gets to draw a card and place a card from my field on top of my deck. And he actually chooses to put Foul on top of my deck. The card I choose to add from among them was my Sound Migrate Roar. I need to be able to negate stuff. Then this is just normal Sound Migrate 101. Summon Baelinx, activate Gazelle. I'm gonna fast forward through this just a little bit. Normal Salamangreat stuff. I do what I did last time. I use Gazelle, send Spinny to my graveyard. I summon Spinny from my graveyard, use Spinny and Gazelle as material, summon Mirage Stalio, activate Mirage Stalio, summon Foul from my deck. Because my deck got shuffled because I sent Spinny to the graveyard using Gazelle. So I use Foul to discard a card, which is another Spinny, to try to stop him from playing that card, because I didn't know what it was, and it was another Shade Brigandine. So he gets to bypass it by activating it in response, so he just gets to play it. Summon Heatleo. And then, because I used Mirage Stalio as material to link summon a monster, I get to return Time Thief Redoer to his hand. But because it's a monster that you put in your extra deck and not your main deck, he has to put it back in his extra deck. And then as a little bit of backup and extra damage for this turn, I equip Heatleo with Salamangreat Claw. I can only equip Claw to Salamangreat monsters. The equipped monster can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects, and it inflicts piercing damage. So what that means is, normally if a monster is in defense mode, you don't take damage if that monster gets destroyed by battle. Piercing damage means you do take damage if that defense position monster gets destroyed. So because Heatleo now has piercing damage, I get to deal damage even though Shade Brigandine was in defense mode. I set my Salamangreat Roar and pass the turn. Then my opponent plays 2 cards, sets 2 cards, and ends his turn. I top deck another Foxy. Then I tried to use Fox Effect to get more resources, then he gets to play Called by the Grave, which you've seen me play. With Called by the Grave, you banish a monster in your opponent's graveyard, and then you negate the effects of monsters that have that card's name. And then, to stop me from being able to prevent Called by the Grave, which I couldn't, which actually I could, he plays Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence lets him negate the effects of a face-up monster on the field, and then if he set Infinite Impermanence before activating it, it negates the effects of all the spell or trap cards in the same column, which is why he put it here. Because I made the mistake of putting Salamangreat Roar here. Well, he could have set... He knew I had it, he would have set it anywhere. So then... I don't want to stop Infinite Impermanence because it doesn't do anything to hurt my monsters, but because he played it after Call by the Grave, I can't use Salamangreat Roar on Call by the Grave. So I had to let Infinite Impermanence resolve, which means now I can't use Salamangreat Roar this turn at all. So Call by the Grave resolves and negates Foxy's effect. So I summon Spinny, then because Foxy's also level 3, I get to use him to play Mirage Stalio. So get to attack, deal some damage. Oh, and then this was at a time when the card, what was it? Yeah, Destiny Hero Phoenix Enforcer or something. Yeah, Destiny Hero Destroy Phoenix Enforcer. He was the meta, he was in every deck. So this guy plays Fusion Destiny, which was the card that you used to summon Phoenix. We call him DPE. So he tries to summon DPE, and then I Salamangreat Roar it. And then because I took away his last hope, he just quits. I think I will go ahead and call it for this episode, and I will be uploading my other matches in the next one, so stay tuned for part 2. Thank you all so much for watching tonight's video. I really appreciate y'all, and if y'all like what you saw, make sure you click on that like button and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Every 5 likes I get on my videos, I will start uploading shorts of my kitty cats. If I get 10 likes on a video, I'll upload 2 shorts. If I get 15 likes, I will upload 3 shorts. Gotta get those likes and gotta get those kitty cats out there. And make sure you share this with your friends, share it with anyone, share it with everyone, share this with your friends. Fuck. I have said it all. Share this with your friends, share it with your family, share it with anyone, share it with everyone. Have a good night, y'all, and peace out.